Today, using a red dot sight, it allows you to track fast-moving flights like the swallows in this image, and even this image here, which I considered with a nice playful background. Today, I'm out trialling the Olympus E1 dot sight. I had one about 10 years ago. I couldn't get on with it. I didn't have the right camera, right lens combination, and I sold it on. Now I've got the OM-1 with the Bird AF on it, etc. I've decided to rebuy the E1 red dot sight. But firstly, what I've gone and done, I've got a rangefinder here. From the camera to my car, I'll just simply measure it. So I'm measuring that now, and it is 40 meters. So I've got the camera now. If I turn the camera around now, and I go to the car, and I focus on the car, and I get that in the viewfinder. So that's smack back, the number plate now is smack bang in the middle of the screen there. So I've focused on the number plate at 40 meters. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the red dot sight on, and it puts a cross in the middle of this area here. And what you do then is you line that cross up with that number plate so that both of them are in line. And it should it should aid you focusing. So if something comes flying over here, because I'm expecting the birds to come roosting in another hour or so, so if the birds come over, by the time you got it to your eye, found them in the viewfinder, you miss more than you get really. It takes a bit of experience to get them in the viewfinder with a 300mm or a 600mm full frame, because it gives you something like a 4-degree dot of view. So if you imagine 90 degrees or 180 degrees, this gives you about 4 degrees. So when you've got it up in the air and you're trying to get it on a bird, you've got a very, very small area to concentrate. And if the bird's going past pretty fast, you might get it. Probably not. You might get it. Who knows? But the whole idea with this dot sight is you can, once you've lined the up at 40 meters, I'm going to try 40 meters to start with. I might increase it to 50, I might reduce it to 30. But it's been suggested to me by somebody, try 40 meters first. So if the bird comes flying over and it's around 40 meters and you line the red dots up, and you get it on the then your camera should be in focus, or theoretically it should be in focus. Now if it's a bit nearer, you might have to go below or above the target. If it's a bit further away, you might have to go below or above the target. I've yet to experience that yet. So what I've got it done, I've got it set at 40 meters, and now I'm going to go ahead and set the red dot up and line that up with a number plate. So I'll go ahead and do that, move the camera on. It's a little bit hard to see, but there's a red dot there, and you can move that red dot up and down using these dials on the side here to left and right. And you basically I've centered it up, and it's now on the number plate. A little bit hard to see, but it is on the number plate. So I'm going to go ahead and have a go. Another thing with this dot sight is you're basically seeing your eye sees, which is probably equivalent to about a 50mm lens on a full frame. That's roughly what you're seeing. And when you put the lens on here, it's punched right in. So you're seeing this equivalent to a 600mm. So you're seeing this much through the dot sight, and the lens is punched right in. So you've got to make sure that you get it in the middle of the frame to give you any chance of actually getting in focus and actually getting it captured on the SD card. So we'll see. So that'll be a challenge in itself. There's one here now. Right, I've just fired at a duck. I'm just going to check that now. Yeah, and it was smack bang on. So I've actually took one of a duck. Not the best shot in the world there. You can actually see the duck was in there. I used the target sight. What I normally do as well is I normally overexpose by about 1.5 to 4 stops, depending how bright it is. So because obviously you'll get dark black backlit subjects, but I just tried it on the duck there, and it picked that up pretty okay. So now what I'm going to do now is increase my exposure to about 3 stops, I think, to start with. Let's have a look what we get. So yeah, all being well, let's see how we get. Yeah, there's a gull coming over here, nothing exciting, but so if we get that on the gull and take a shot. Do we get the gull? Yeah, I'm on the gull, smack bang on the gull. I mean, some gulls coming on this, I will try it on these gulls. So if I get on the gull, yeah, and another shot, yeah. So I can see on the if I just bring it to the camera there, I mean it's only gulls, but using the dot sight, that's definitely much easier than using it to your right. There was only slow flying gulls. When we get some ducks and geese coming over, bat out of hell, that'll be another thing altogether. But yeah, up to now, and I'm just checking that now, and I'm actually shooting 1,000ths per second, f6.3. I'm now going to open that back up to f4, and I'm going to overexpose by 2 stops. So I'm going to go 2 stops now, just to see. That was 1.7 stops. In fact, I'm going to go 2.7 stops. So I'll just wait for a gull to come over, something like that, take a test shot of it. So because when all the ducks come, if they come in a big wad, I don't want to miss them really. The Olympus EE1 red dot sight takes a little battery. I think it's a CR32 or something along that. It's like a little penny. And it fits underneath, little screw in there. And I don't know how long the battery lasts. I did have one before. I didn't use it often enough to find that out. But what I'm actually going to do here today, I'm going to switch it on and leave it on for a couple of hours. If the battery goes flat, it goes flat. I've got a drawer for these batteries at home. So what I don't want to be doing is switching it off. The birds come, switch it on to save power, and by the time you got it up to your eye, they've gone. So I'm going to leave it on. If it goes flat, it goes flat. But so it's got a switch on the side there, and on the side it's 0 off all the way up to number 5 being the brightness. And basically that's the only switches there is on there, apart from the adjustments to adjust the sight to suit your lens you've got on. But as I say, I've got a 300mm lens on, which is a 600f full frame equivalent. I've got this dot sight centered at 40 meters, which is equivalent to that number plate on the car with the sight and the lens. It's zeroed up, just waiting for them to come now, so keep us fingers crossed and let's hope we get a great big wad of them. There's a few ducks coming over now, but instead of coming over from this right side of me, they seem to be coming over from the distance over there. So I may move the car and go over there, tuck the car in over there and sit there and wait for them to come on, because there's lakes all the way. All you can see across there is lakes behind there, and they tend to be on the lakes in the daytime, go to roost after tea. But I've just seen a load of ducks come across. I took a shot from it. It's a very distant shot, and I got it, but it was not great. But they're over there. In fact, there's some coming over there now. No, they're not the crows. But I may move the car and move it over there. Not quite sure. I'll just see where they all start coming first, and if they all start coming over there, I'll whip the car around quick and pop over that side. So a quick decision. I've decided to move the camera all the way around this corner. I've left the car there and I've moved it down to where the camera is here. There's fishing lakes and ponds behind the camera. There's fishing lakes behind there, and here we've got a corridor. You can see, I think there's two just coming in there. I'm quite sure what they are. There's 2 fields of maize here with a corridor up here, and they seem to be using this as a corridor to fly up and down. So I've moved to here. I'm going to tuck myself against the hedge, and hopefully we'll get some good shots. So with the 300mm f4 and the dot sight, I should be in for a good night, all being well. Let's see if it's been worth the purchase. And talking about the purchase, when I had the previous one, I think I paid about £180 for it, £170 for it all them years ago, if I remember right. It seemed a long time ago. This I got off eBay, and I got it on a bid with delivery, got it for £82. So pretty pleased with that, to be absolutely honest. So it's £82. Let's see if it was a good purchase. There's a bit of a bonus. While I was waiting to come over, the buzzard come over. So, and I tried it on that, got the buzzard. I'm overexposing by 2.7 stops in this light, and it seems to be about spot on. So if I look at the buzzard now and zoom into the buzzard, yeah, that looks pretty okay. And that's shooting at, let's have a look what we got. That was, let's have a look at that. ISO 1250. So 1000 a second, ISO 1250. I'm overexposing by 2.7 stops, so I'm pretty happy with that. There's some activity going on there. I've just saw some take off, but it's gone back down again, so I think there's rustling. So I've had a quick check, and yeah, I got a couple of nice shots, some tight ones in of some Canada geese, I think they are. I'm no bird expert. I love photography, but I ain't a bird expert. But what I did notice, they were a little bit light, and also I'm very punched in as well. That's with a 300mm. With a 300mm, I'm glad I didn't put the 1.4 on it. If anything, maybe I want to be a little bit further up the field, so I'm not so close to them. I'll wait for the next wave to come round and I'll make a decision. But yeah, up to now, I'm pretty pleased with it, to be honest. I did take it out yesterday. I took it out to Brandon Marsh, and I was trying it on black-headed terns, that sort of things. I didn't have a lot of luck, and then the kingfisher come to make some dives. Of course, it all went chaos in there, and then I decided it was too chaos and to leave it till today. Now, there's only me. It's nice and calm. The geese have gone over once, and I think I've got a nice shot. So if you're ever coming out to try and test anything nice, come on your own. Come where it's quiet. Don't have a lot of people around you asking you what you're doing. Just come, relax, and give it a go. But touch wood, up to now, I'm pretty pleased with it. But it'll be a test will be on the next bunch of ducks, geese, swans, whatever comes over. Okay, that was a bit of a surprise. We've had a few swallows going round, flying around, catching flies in the air. got them on my red dot sight. I get the red dot sight and I tried to track them best as I could. And I've got a couple of them. They're not the best shots in the world, but yeah, it will track swallows and catching flies in the air. So, oh, there's a rabbit just run across behind the camera. So yeah, very excited. So if he'll do that, it's not the red dot sight what is the problem. It's my skill level. I've got to build my skill level up. But I think, yeah, happy days for this. Oh, it's a pigeon. Thought it was a duck. Lots of ducks there. Let's see if we can get any of these ducks. Oh, that's... There's 3 there, so we're getting 3 in a row. Now they just took off there. They're probably a circle. They may come back. With a bit of luck, they might turn around and come back. Yeah, it's looking like circling back now. Coming over there, but they're in the distance. So they've come round and they're coming down there now. They may come round again. We'll wait and see. Right, I got them ducks. Did I get the ducks? Yeah, got the ducks again. So, yeah, let's just have a look at that. See if the lighting's still okay. I think I might just drop that. Let's have a quick look at that. I might drop that. Yeah, I'm going to drop that down a tad. So 2.7, I'm going to back down to 2.3 stops. So I've dropped it from 2.7 stops to 2.3. Here they come. So that was a big Canada goose. Did I get that? Yeah, I got that, yeah. That doesn't look the sharpest in the world. Let's have a quick look at that. Oh, I don't know. It's not so bad. Oh, that's quite nice. Okay, it's about 7:45. We're starting to just lose the light. I'm very happy with what I've got today. But I think I'm going to wind it up here, and I may even come back tomorrow night to add to this. But at the moment, I couldn't be happier. I'm going to head around that side of the field, see if I can catch anything on the way out of the field, and then head home. Okay, so this is sort of part 2 of the video. Earlier on you saw me in them farm fields in between the cornfields with the ducks and the geese. But now what I've done, this is 24 hours later, and I've come over to Brandon Marsh in Warwickshire. And over in here, this is the Carl Lewis platform. This is the Carl Lewis viewing platform, and this is where the starling memorisation is every year. Of course, it'll not be tonight, but I've turned up here, and I've got my OM-1 again, and I've got the Olympus E1 red dot sight, and that's the only thing I'll be using tonight. And when I arrived here and I got into the car park, I went to the car park, and there was a car in the car park, and I walked about 40 paces away from the car, got my rangefinder out, targeted the number plate, and I walked back and forwards till we was 40 metres, marked the floor, brought the camera, put the camera in place, centred the number plate up smack bang in the middle of the viewfinder, and then what I did is I turned the red dot sight on because I've had it off and I've put it back on. I don't know whether it resets itself if it moves around. Probably not. But anyway, what I did is I recentered the dot up so it's smack bang on the number plate, so they both correspond now 40 metres. So it's back on here now, and what I'm doing now, I'm waiting for the birds to go to roost. There's a few birds. There's a egret over there, there's a swan over there, and a pigeon going over. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to sit down, have a drink now, wait for the birds to come over, and let's see what we can capture. There was a hawk flying around a tree behind me. It's gone in the tree. It's gone now. Maybe I'll get that later, but we'll see. So I'm going to do the waiting game now and wait for them to go to roost. So I've had the first fly over. It was a single duck. It come over there. I hadn't conversated enough. I was about 1 stop over conversation. It was still a bit dull. So that's a good test. So we had a single duck, so it was a start. So hopefully there'll be a few more in a minute. So I'm waiting for the geese and I'm waiting for the ducks, and we've had a second visit now from the kingfisher, landed the same place. It's obviously not in a lot of luck today. I mean, it is 8 o'clock at night and it's still looking to feed. We've had a few ducks over at the moment, but we are still waiting, so I'm going to sit here now, wait for a few coming over. There's one there. Yeah, got one. The sun's going down now, it's quite low on the clouds. As you turn around to look behind you, you don't half hurt your eyes, and when you look back you can't see, so I'm going to try and keep me back to that. I'm rather hoping when they come across here, they're lit by the sun beautifully. We've still got a little egret out there, another egret out there. So in the short space of time I've been here, I've seen a... even though I thought I missed this, I checked it, and yes, I had got it. Oh, that was a heron just took off. A blue heron took off and landed. I missed that. So in the short time we've been here, I've now seen a heron. There's a little egret out there. In fact, it's only just out there. You've got an egret out there. We've had the swans on here, various ducks. And they're over in the grass over there with a little muntjac. The kingfishers in them little branches out in the middle of the pond there. It's been here twice. We've had 2 visits from the kingfisher. I've got pictures of that twice. And what was that going over there? What was that going over? Okay. Another little duck. A distance duck gone over there. So we've had quite a few little bits at the moment. Still hoping for more. So let's wait and see what comes. Okay, it's 8:15 now and we're just starting to lose a light. There's very little going over. I think I'm going to get another 15 minutes and see what we've got. Can't complain. I've had quite a good night. They've had the kingfisher visit twice. We've had muntjac over there, which I've seen. A little egret, the egret. Various swans, various geese go over, various ducks go over. Where the heron go over, I got it going over there and got a nice shot of it in flight, all using the red dot sight. But I'm going to get 15 more minutes. I'm going to fold up, and it's been all about using the red dot on this video, and I can honestly say that I'm very pleased with it, and I think I'm going to be able to highly recommend this. Okay, so I've moved into a completely new area now, probably about half a mile away. When I was down in between the 2 maize fields, I was using this Olympus 300mm f4 lens. I was using the Olympus E1 red dot sight. Worked out pretty well. What I actually did is I focused I got my rangefinder and put the rangefinder at 40 meters. Then I focused the 300mm at 40 meters. Put the red dot sight on and centered that cross in until it was in the exact same point. Then we did a bit of photography and it works out pretty well, including catching the swallows. I did catch some swallows, but what I've actually done, I've moved into the farm area now, and this is where there's all barn swallows in here. At the moment, they're out catching insects, and at the moment there's the odd one about, not many at all. But they normally come back around the 4 o'clock mark. They all come back to roost in the barn. So I'm all set up ready, but I've got the 40-150, the Olympus 40-150 2.8 Pro lens, and again I've got the Olympus E1 dot sight. But what I've done this time, I've actually focused at 30 meters. So I got my rangefinder and I found a 30 meter point, and then I focused my lens, my 40-150 at 30 meters, put the red dot sight on, and then I moved the red dot sight to the exact same spot. So we're now at 30 meters. So I want to see what the difference between the 300mm and the 40-150. This is quite hard because you've only got a really small area to catch them in. The red dot does help. So I'm going to see what difference it makes using the 40-150 at 2.8 or even 4, see how that works out, and we'll see the difference. So what I've got to do now is, and there's a swallow now above my head now, so I'm going to wait for the swallows to come back now, and I'm going to take some photographs and I'll pop them on here again. Okay, so I'm ready now. I'm waiting for them to come. This is the lens I'm going to be using. The red dot sight is bolted to the top, and if you hold your arms and you look through, you'll see the red dot. And it's a matter of finding the red dot, putting the red dot on, and trying to keep it in that area. And hopefully, I'll have continuous AF on. I'll have the full focus area, and I'll have Bird AI on it, Bird Autofocus AI. So that's going to be a big help. So we're going to wait for them to come now and never go with the 40-150 and see if I change back to the 300. So let's just wait and see what comes, and we'll have a go. Okay, so they've started coming back. They're coming in and out of the barns now, and they're flying around very fast. I've just got it set on single shot now just to test the exposure and see if it'll lock on with this 40-150. I've got it racked out of 150, so we're at about 300, 2.8 in full frame terms. I'm just waiting for them to come over now, so I'll just be here waiting for them to come over. Here they come. They're shooting out the back, so they've gone over. Here's one coming in now. Oh gosh, they're fast. So that went above their head at record speed. I swung back. I tried my hardest to get it. I thought I'd missed it. I went to check the end of the sequence, and it was blue, 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 blue. And then lo and behold, I got 2 frames on the end of the fray of the sequence, and This was one of them. So that's my orange car just there, and I'm going to stand just in front of the orange car, and as I fly this way they'll be lit by the sun and I should get some lit up shots. So I'm going to pop the camera there, so and we'll shoot from there. Now the swallows have started to come back. There's quite a few of them around at the moment. They're going in the barns, but they can see me studying. Instead of coming this way, they're going directly back over the back of the barn. So it's just a matter until they get confident with me, and then they'll start flying around, I think. So we'll see where we go in a minute then. Oh, I think I got one. Yep, got one. Yeah, I'm shooting now at multiple frames a second. I think 60 frames a second I'm shooting at. Yeah, 60 frames a second. It's looking slightly dark, so I'm just going to open it up a little bit. It's 2.3. I'm back at 2.3, so wait for it to come over again. So yeah, that was okay. I might have to lift the shadows on that, but I've got a few in the pass. So yeah, it seems to be working. Here they come. See, they come out and they're going straight over. They may come flying back over. You just got to be ready for them, really. They're that fast. But without this red dot sight, no chance. Absolutely no chance at all. I got a burst of that one going around the corner there, and I got it turning banking, so it might be on the sun. I've got a slow card in at the moment, so it's buffering. So I've got to wait for the card to clear before I can check it. But I've got confidence I might have got one there. We'll see. I've got it plus 2.3 exposures over exposing to allow for the bright background. So look if it's clear. Still clearing. I've just broken my fast card I had. The recording pin's fallen out and I can't find it, so I sent for another one. It's on its way, so I won't have to wait for so long, so I can just check this now. So have a look. But I've had a bit of success up to now with the 4150. It's been okay. I really could do with the 300 to get that a little bit closer, but I did want to try the 4150, so I've got a combination of them both now. I'm still at 2,500th of a second, shooting at 2.8, quite wide open to be honest. And I'm getting shots, and it's the ISO is ISO 400, so the light is still okay at 2.8. If I'd got my f4 on here and I'd got to f4, that would be about 800, which would still be okay. But here they are. Let's have a little burst at that one, and then they're far they're in the sky up here now. So I'll see if I can get one in the sky. They are a little bit too. I'm not going to get a very practical shot there. They're too far. It'll be 400% crop probably. They're too. But they're high at the moment because they're getting, I think, midges out of the sky or something. They're right high up in the sky up there now. I want you down here. Come here to about 100 foot. That's the back of the camera there. I don't know if you can see the back of the camera there. The swallow there on the back of the camera. So we're getting them reasonable. It's hard to see the back of the camera in this light. But that's with the 40 to 150 2.8 at 2.8, 1/2500th of a second, auto ISO. And that shot I just showed you there was ISO 800. Oh, that one come off of me. Just if I got that one, it'll be a miracle. It come right over my head. Yeah, here it is. So it come up and round. I think it saw me and it went back that direction. But I did get a couple of shots of it, so I think I might have got that one. Just wait for it to clear the buffer and I'll have a quick look. Yep, got that one. Yeah, that's quite a nice one. Yeah, here it is. So it come up and round. I think it saw me and it went back that direction. But I did get a couple of shots of it, so I think I might have got that one. Just wait for it to clear the buffer and I'll have a quick look. Yep, got that one. Yeah, that's quite a nice one. Yep, that's nice and clear. So that's really clear, that one. And that's so let's have a look what that is. So if I bring it to the camera and I bring it into it's a fair old crop, I have to admit. But if I just go to I'm going to go behind the camera and then take it so I can see it. So I'm going to take it to there now, and take it to that. I don't know if you can just see that. So that's taken with the red dot sight, and if I try and just get that in so you can just see the red dot. No, you can't see it through you can't see the red dot through the iPhone, but the red dot is there. So yeah, so I've now used the 300mm f4 with dual IS, and that's pretty cool. I've now brought the 40 to 150, and I'm not quite sure which I like the best, but this is pretty good. I put the 40-150 on because we should have close proximity here. Even though they're seeing that they fly away from me, but I've had a couple of shots where I've sneakily got them quite close, and the odd one sharp. Of course, I've taken 500-600 pictures now, so until I get back and have a proper look, I will not know. But yeah, it's working pretty well, and I'm very happy with the red dot sight. So I'm going to go ahead and carry on with this shoot now, and then I'm going to put all them from where the maize fields, and all the geese and the ducks, put them all together, including these ones with the swallows. And I've got swallows down there too, and put them all together. And then at the end of the video, then I'm going to print a picture on my A3 printer, my Epson ET8550, and print one off from this very shoot. So you better see a print come off for it, and I'll carry on with the shoot, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Okay, so this is the final edited picture I've decided to go with. It is the swallows going from left to right, vertically upwards. I've taken this at 50 frames per second, allowed me to composite it in a line. I've put a lovely background in of a powder explosion. So what I'm going to do now, if you look at my printer settings there, I've got all the settings in there, and if we go down to the bottom there, you can see that I've actually got the PermaJet profile in there. So all I've got to do now is send it across to the Epson 8550 printer. Okay, that's sent it to the printer now. That's the A3 printer, printed on Oyster A3 paper. I'm going borderless, even though it's got a white border, so it won't actually print a border. It allows me to take the swallows right to the edge of the page. So I'm going to leave this printed away now, and I'll speed it up. Okay, this is the final image, and this is on A3 PermaJet paper. It's Oyster, and you can see that I've got the swallows coming from the bottom to the top, and I shot them at 50 frames a second, and which has allowed me to do a composite of them. I've also put a coloured background. It's a powder explosion at the back, give it a little bit more unreal look, let's just say. And the white background is actually the clouds. I've actually overexposed them. So this is the final image taken from the shoot, which we did, and I hope you liked the video, and I hope to see you on the next one.